In 1949, beneath the glow of canvas tent lights in Los Angeles, a young preacher stepped onto a wooden platform with a Bible in his hand and a fire in his voice. Almost nobody knew his name, but before the crowds, before the stadiums, before presidents and world leaders would seek his counsel, Billy Graham was carrying a question that would quietly define the rest of his life. What is a soul worth? It sounds simple, but to Billy Graham, it was a matter of eternity, because he believed the modern world was slowly forgetting something dangerous. We had learnt how to measure wealth, how to measure success, how to measure power, but somewhere along the way, humanity had forgotten how to measure the value of a human life. And Billy Graham saw the consequences everywhere. He saw people crushed by fear during the Cold War. He saw cities filled with unrest. He saw millions searching for meaning in a rapidly changing world. But behind the headlines and political tension, Graham believed a deeper crisis was unfolding, a crisis of the soul. And few people understood just how deeply personal this message was to him. Long before he filled stadiums with hundreds of thousands of people, Billy Graham became convinced of one life-changing truth. A human soul is worth more than everything this world can offer. More than fame, more than money, more than power. Why? Because the value of something is revealed by the price someone is willing to pay for it. And Graham spent decades preaching that heaven had already declared your value, not with silver, not with gold, but through the sacrifice of Christ. To him, the cross was more than a symbol of religion. It was proof that no person is forgotten, no life is worthless, and no soul is beyond redemption. That belief became the driving force behind every crusade, every sermon, every mile traveled across the world. But what made Billy Graham different wasn't just the size of the crowds, it was the urgency in his voice.
There lived a man, one man, that believed in God. His name was Noah. We've got some people today that believe
Again
in
and
God.
again, he stood beneath bright stadium lights, warning people that success without God could never satisfy the human soul. And the more the world tried to replace faith with materialism, politics, or celebrity, the more fiercely Graham returned to the same message. You were created for eternity. There were nights when thousands streamed forward during altar calls, moments when hardened hearts broke into tears, cities where hope seemed to awaken again. But Billy Graham understood something many people still struggle to accept today. One soul matters infinitely to God. Not just nations, not just movements, not just crowds, individuals, the forgotten, the broken, the lonely, the searching, you. Today the stadiums are quiet, the microphones are gone, and Billy Graham's voice no longer echoes across packed arenas. But the question he asked still remains. In a world that constantly tries to assign your value based on followers, status, appearance, or success, what is a soul worth? Billy Graham believed the answer was beyond calculation, because beyond the name of every great preacher, beyond every movement, and beyond every moment in history, there is a message that outlives the messenger, that every soul carries eternal value in the eyes of God. And perhaps that is why millions listened to Billy Graham for so many years.
But he talked 3 times more about hell than he did heaven.
Not because he made people feel important in the eyes of the world, but because he reminded them they were already loved by heaven. If stories like this still matter today, subscribe and join us as we explore the lives, struggles, and messages that shape the Christian faith.